JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript. So JavaScript is mainly scripting language. Okay, this is scripting language. Okay, scripting language, and it's run in the client side only. It's run in the client side, only. So client side nothing but in the browser. Okay, client side called browser. So browser. So latest browsers, all latest browsers support JavaScript. Browsers support JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript run in the client side only. So nowadays JavaScript is the most popular scripting language. Okay, JS is most popular scripting language. Okay, and it is the base for all the base for all base for all base for uh, latest frameworks. Latest frameworks nothing but uh, AngularJS, AngularJS, Node.js, React.js. Okay, so and so on. So number of frameworks available nowadays. So for all these frameworks, JavaScript is the base for all these frameworks. So using JavaScript, we can add functionality to the web pages. We can add functionality to the web pages, and we can validate forms, and also we can communicate with the server. Okay, we can communicate with the server. So and so on. So number of features available. So JavaScript is very easy to understand, and it is faster to code. JS is very easy to learn, and faster to code. So JavaScript is developed by Netscape to enable to design interactive websites. Netscape to enable to design interactive websites. So JavaScript can interact with the HTML source code, can interact with HTML source code. Okay, so like we can find out the HTML elements in the JavaScript. Okay, so by JavaScript main features is it is very fast, it is very speed. Okay, speed and simplicity, And third one is, so reduce the burden on server. Okay, it is reduce the burden on server. So these are the main three features. So JavaScript definition. Definition of JavaScript. So JavaScript is scripting language and designed to add functionality to the web pages. JS is a scripting language and it is designed to add functionality to the HTML pages. Okay, to the HTML pages or web pages. So JavaScript is usually embedded directly into HTML pages, and we can execute JavaScript without any compilation. You can execute JavaScript without any compilation. Okay, any compilation, and no need to purchase need to no need to purchase license. Okay, no need to purchase the license. Okay, so all latest browsers supports JavaScript, and we can execute JavaScript without any compilation and without any license. So then where we can use JavaScript, okay, in HTML forms. We can use JavaScript in body section, in body or header section. Okay, either in body or header section. So you can use JavaScript in body section or header section. So anywhere we can use. Okay, so anywhere we can use JavaScript. So use script tag to add the JavaScript to into the HTML pages. Use script tag. Okay, starting tag and ending tag to add JavaScript code into the HTML pages. Okay, so anywhere we can use in header section or in body section. Okay, we can use script tag to add the JavaScript into the HTML pages. So for example, doc type HTML. Okay, so assume that this is a HTML form. Header section, HTML tag. In HTML we have header section and body section. Okay, so these are the two sections available. So we can add HTML, we can add JavaScript in header section by using script tag. Okay, or we can use in body section. Okay, okay, so most of the real-time applications, okay, so most of the real-time applications JavaScript should be in bottom of the body tag. Okay, so it is increase the application performance in the bottom of the body tag. So in real-time applications, please don't use JavaScript in the header section, so it will reduce the application performance. So anywhere we can use, but in real-time applications use in body section. So one example. So for example, I want to display the current date. Okay, today's date. To display current date, using JavaScript. Okay, so we can use predefined method in JavaScript, date function. Okay, predefined function, so that we can display the current date time. Okay, system current date time. Okay, in date this date method, this is the system current date time. Okay, so add one HTML form. Okay, so here paragraph. Okay, and id equal to p1. Okay, so I want to display date. Okay, current date in paragraph. So use script tag, and here document dot get element by id. Okay, p1. So take one variable where my date equal to new date. Not another HTML equal to so my date. Okay, so we can use like this, or directly we can use date function also. So now run this example. Okay, so India Standard Time is displayed here. So by using JavaScript, Monday, May 22, 2007, and current time. So this is the India Standard Time. So you want to divide this like a month, date, year. Okay, so you want to display month, date, year format. Use my date variable and get month. Okay, and plus, so this is the concatenation my date dot get date, my date dot get full year. Okay, so that it will display month, date, year format. So for here, for month, we need to add +1. Okay, so 5, 22, and 2017. So this is the date format. So like this we can display year, month, date format, and date, month, year format. Okay, so this is the JavaScript function. Date is a predefined function to read the system current date time. And also you want to display time also, plus my date dot get hours. Okay, my date dot get minutes. Okay, and we can and get milliseconds also, and get minutes and get seconds. Okay, okay, so this is the time. So without the script tag, okay, without the script tag, so the browser will treat as pure text. So for example, remove this, okay, script tag, and run this example. Okay, so browser will treat this as, okay, normal pure text. So total code displayed here. Okay, so that we need to use script tag to execute the JavaScript code, and we can use JavaScript in the header section or body section. So next, so in two ways we can use JavaScript. Okay, in two ways we can use JavaScript. So first one is, so JavaScript can also be placed in external files. Okay, external files, external files, and the second one is, so we can code to be on several different web pages. Different pages. Okay, so these are the two different ways to add the JavaScript into the HTML pages. So for example, so first one, external files. So external files nothing but .js files. Okay, that is .js files. Okay, so this is, we can write JavaScript within the web form. Okay, in the same HTML form. So add one JavaScript file. Okay, if you use Notepad, save with the .js extension. My scripts.js. Okay, so js is created, and you can copy this. Okay, and apply here. Okay, so we have the code, JavaScript code in my scripts.js file, and now we don't have the JavaScript code in sample.html form. Okay, so we need to link together. uh, so use script tag, scripts, script, source attribute, and myscript.js, and type text JavaScript, and close this. So now this code, okay, so the output will display in here. Okay, same output is displayed here. So this is the external files. Okay, and directly we can write the JavaScript code in HTML forms. Okay, by using script tag. So these are the two ways to insert JavaScript in HTML forms: external files and internal files, internal JavaScript. And also JavaScript is case sensitive. JS is case sensitive. Okay, JavaScript case sensitive. uh, Check your capitalization. Check your capitalization when you write JavaScript, statements. When you write JavaScript statements, so because we need to follow the JavaScript rules. Okay, compulsory we need to use the capitalizations. So for example, so here I am using get element by ID. Okay, so this is the predefined method to find out the HTML element in the web form. Okay, so this method, okay, this method search for the element with ID p1. Okay, search for the element with ID p1 in the HTML document. Okay, after find out the HTML element, another HTML is the value, okay, to assign the text to the paragraph. Okay, so in this predefined method, first word small letters, from second word onwards first letter, first letter should be caps. Okay, so you can check any predefined method in the JavaScript. Okay, you can check any method. Okay, here number of methods is there: get element by id, get element by class name, by name, okay, by tag name. Okay, so get selection. So all these are methods, predefined methods. So first word small letters, from second word onwards each word first letter should be caps. Okay, so compulsory we need to follow this case sensitive. Okay, so for example, if you write e is a small, okay, so you will get the error. Okay, so output is not displayed. And where we can find out the JavaScript errors. Okay, if we have any errors in the JavaScript code, so where we can find out, so go to inspect. Okay, in the browser go to inspect, you can find out the error mark here. Okay, so click on this, so error will display here. So error will display here. Okay, uncaught type error, document get element by id is not a function. Okay, so because we use small e. Okay, so now after that refresh. Okay, if you don't have any errors, okay, so this is clear. So this is the JavaScript case sensitive. And next one is JavaScript statements. So JavaScript statements tells the browser to what to do. Then JavaScript statements tells the browser to what to do. Okay, what to do. So the statement is a command to the browser. Okay, so the purpose of the command is to tell the browser what to do. So JavaScript is a command to the browser, command to the browser, and this is tells the browser browser what to do. Okay, so JavaScript statements tells the browser to what to do, and this JavaScript statements executed by the browser. Okay, JavaScript statements executed by the browser. So for example, so we can take div tag, okay, and id equal to div1, okay, and another paragraph id equal to p2, okay, and write your JavaScript code here. Document dot get element by id div1, okay, dot end html equal to, this is our sample content, okay, and next document dot get element by id p2 dot end html equal to my sample paragraph. Okay, so now run this example. Okay, so these contents are displayed from JavaScript file. Okay, so these statements are executed by the sequence order. Okay, okay, so JavaScript statements executed sequentially, and so compulsory recommended, okay, semicolon by end of the statement. Okay, so actually this is not the uh, required, not required for the every statement, but is highly recommended semicolon to divide the statements. Okay, so according to the JavaScript standards, semicolon is optional. Okay, but it's highly recommended to write the different statements. So each statement executed by the browser in the sequence they are written. In the sequence they are written. First this statement is executed, after that this statement, and after that last statement. Okay, the browser will execute the JavaScript statements in the sequence they are written. And the JavaScript blocks. So JavaScript blocks nothing but uh, collection of statements. Okay, JavaScript statements can be grouped together in blocks. Collection of JavaScript statements. Collection of JavaScript statements is blocks. So these blocks start with uh, left curly bracket and end with right curly bracket. Right curly bracket. So the purpose of the block is to make the sequence of statements execute together. Okay. So if you write these statements in the script tag, okay. So write function here. Otherwise, in here also, so we can use function my function. Okay, so this is the block. Okay, these statements are executed by the sequence they are written. So next, JavaScript comments. Okay, so JavaScript comments also like CSS comments. Okay, so the JavaScript comments uh, can be used to explain the code. Okay, explain the code, or we can insert the code description. Use it to explain JavaScript. JavaScript comments are used to explain code. Okay, explain code, or we can insert code description. Okay, and if you don't want to execute some block of code. Okay, if you don't want to execute some block of code, you can put that code in comments. Okay, put that code in comments so that browser will not execute these statements. Okay, so JavaScript comments start with JavaScript comments are two types. Okay, these comments are two types. So first one is single line comments, and second one is multi-line comments. Okay, so two types of comments: single line comments and multi-line comments. So single line comments start with double slashes. Okay, and multi-line comments. Okay, so two slashes. Okay, for single line comments, two slashes, and multi-line comments start with slash star and end with star slash. Okay, so these are the two types of comments: single line comments and multi-line comments. Single line comments we can use only double slashes, and for multi-line comments we can use slash star and star slash. So here I don't want to execute last statement. Okay, so I can put this in comment so that third statement will not execute the browser. Okay, so to only first paragraph and the second div element is displayed, and third one. Okay, paragraph 2 is there, but we have commented this statement. Okay, so there is no output for the paragraph 2, and I want to, so this is the single statement comment. I want to put these two comments in, put these two statements in comments. Okay, I want to put these two statements in comments. So I can use multi-line comments. Okay, so multi-line comments start with the slash start and end with the star slash. Okay, starting position and ending position. So now refresh this. Only first paragraph is displayed. So for second D1 and paragraph 2. So there is no output for from .js file. Okay, so these are the two types of comments in JavaScript. And next, JavaScript variables. So JavaScript variables. So JavaScript variables are containers. So JavaScript variables are containers for storing information. Okay, for storing information, and we can declare the variables as variables as okay variables as where a equal to 10. Okay, so this is the integer variable, and where name equal to, so for string variables we can use either single quote or double quotes. Okay, where uh, flag variable. Okay, so my flags. Okay, true or false values. So directly we can use true or false. Okay, so these are boolean variables. For decimal also same, where my decimal equal to dot 78. Okay, so like this we can declare the variables in the JavaScript. Okay, so use where keyword to declare the variables in the JavaScript. Okay, only where keyword to declare the variables in the JavaScript for any type of variable, any data type. Okay, we can use where. So where keyword can understand any data type. So JavaScript variables must be identified with unique names, and these unique names are called identifiers. Okay, so JavaScript variables must be identified with the unique names. Okay, you should create the variables with unique names. Okay, don't create the variables with the same names. Okay, so integer variables and the string and the boolean and decimal. Um, so a variable value can change during the execution of a JavaScript. Okay, you can declare the variables. Okay, you can declare JavaScript variables with the where keyword. So like this. Okay, so here variables are two types, local variables and global variables. Variables are two types. So variables are two types. First one is local local JavaScript variables, and second one is global JavaScript variables. Okay, so these are the two variables, two types of variables, local variables and the global variables. So a local variables nothing but a variable declared within a JavaScript function, and it becomes local variable. Variable declared within JavaScript function. Okay, variable declared within JavaScript function, and it becomes local variable. Okay, local variables, and uh, you can have local variables with the same name in different functions. You can have local variables with the same name in different functions. Okay, so we can have local variables with the same name in different functions. So we can access local variables within that function only. We can access local variables within that function only. Okay, so we cannot access outside of the function. And global variables. So variables declared outside of the function. Okay, variables declared outside of the function. Okay, so variables declared outside of the function, so it become global variable. Okay, so outside of the function. So global variables declared outside of the function, and we can access global variables in any function. We can access global variables in any function. Okay, so and the global variables are destroyed when you close the web page. So an example for local variables and global variables. So create one HTML form, local global variables. Okay, so for example, take one paragraph, okay, and id equal to p1, and use script tag. Okay, and we can create two functions. So take one button also, input type equal to button, okay, and value equal to edition. Okay, so and close the button. So now my function, okay, my function, and here create so I want to display the addition of two numbers. Okay, when you click on the button, I want to display the result, that is addition of two numbers. So here create two variables where x equal to 20 and where y equal to 30. Okay, so when you click on the button, I want to display addition of x plus y. Okay, x and y. So here where z equal to x plus y. Okay, so now these two is addition. Okay, x plus y, and the result will be stored in z variable. And next I want to display the result in paragraph. Document get element by id. Okay, so find out that element. Okay, paragraph dot inner html equal to addition of two numbers. Okay, addition of two numbers plus z. Okay, so here I have written the function in JavaScript. Okay, and here one paragraph and one button is there. So when you click on this button, we need to execute this function. Okay, so first run this example. Okay, so click on button. So the result is not displayed in the browser because we need to call this function, okay, in the button click event. Okay, in JavaScript we have the events, okay, to execute the JavaScript functions. So number of events is there. I will explain in the later class. On click. Okay, so these are all events. On click, on context menu. Okay, so all these are events. On blur, on pen play, on change. Okay, all these are events. So this is the event. Okay, on click is the event to execute the JavaScript function when you click on the button. Okay, simple. Okay, my function. So now refresh this example. So click on button. Okay, addition of two numbers is 50. Okay, the result will display in the browser. The result is displayed in the browser. So these are the local variables. Okay, local variables, and again take another button, tap equal to button and value equal to subtraction. Okay, on click equal to my function 1. Okay, this is another function. Function my function 1. Okay, so when you click on this button, okay, second button, so I want to display the subtraction of two numbers. So where x equal to 20 and where y equal to 30 and where z equal to x minus y. Document get element by id p1 dot inner html equal to subtraction of two numbers. Okay, so now when you click on the second button, so the result will display in the paragraph 1. Okay, addition and subtraction. So 10 is displayed. So these are the local variables. Okay, we can create local variables with the same name in different functions. Okay, same name in different functions, and we can add access local variables in the you can access local variables within the function only. Okay, we cannot access these variables in the outside of the function. Okay, A, B, and C. Okay, you cannot access local variables in the outside of the function. So I want to access x and y. Okay, so there is no x variable in this function. So that if you want to use same variables in the different functions. Okay, if you want to use same variables within the in the different functions. So we can create that variables as global. Okay, outside of the function. Now we can remove this here. Okay, xy. So now we can access global variables in the different functions. So now run this example. Addition 50 and subtraction 10. Okay. So now, so here we declare the variables and assign the variables. Okay, 20, 30. So but I want to pass the values. Pass the values to these variables. Okay. Dynamically I want to pass the values. So here take two text boxes, type equal to text and id equal to txt1. Okay, and placeholder equal to so value 1. Okay, and input type equal to text and id txt2 placeholder value 2. Okay, so now document.getElement by id txt1 dot value. Okay, because we are reading the value from the text box. Okay, value from the html element, so that we use value. Okay, to assign the text into the paragraph or div element like that, we need to use inner html. Okay, if you want to assign the value to the text box or to read the value from the text box, okay, use value. Okay, to assign the value or to read the value from the text box. Okay, so like this we have to use. Okay, so that so we can give the values from the text boxes now. Okay, value 1 and value 2 is there. So 20, the same 30. So click on addition. Okay, so no result is there. Okay, so 20, 30. Okay, so the value is displayed like this, but this value is wrong. Okay, because so the text box values are string type. Okay, so text box values are string format, string data type. So we need to convert string to integer so that we have the conversion in JavaScript. Okay, pass int. Okay, so pass int and pass by. So now 20 and 30. Addition is 50, 50 and subtraction 10. Okay, so the output is correct. So like this we can pass the values to the global variables, and here we are assigning the values in the function. So these are the local variables and the global variables in the JavaScript.